terraced houses, cups of tea, trains pass to and fro, to and fro. Outside a spreading chestnut tree, a swing hangs, suspended in time and space. I rock to and fro, to and fro. The bough creaks, a rooster crows. Soon he will escape to be chased down the cobbledy back street. To and fro, to and fro. Mum's apple pie cooks in the kitchen. Apple pie and cheese, a northern delicacy. The rope turns, my sisters swing. To and fro, to and fro. Dad's pipe smoke, old Virginia drifts through the window. To and fro, to and fro. The 10-shilling note is still waiting for me to lose it. I will swing the bag to and fro, to and fro, to the corner shop. The note is lost, I cry. But Mummy's not angry. We have tomatoes on toast for tea. Volvo Estate 360, built like a tank, boot like a TARDIS. In go the flip-flops, the buckets and spades, the towels and the cozzies, the sun hats and nets. We're off to Hastings for weeks by the sea to stay in the house of my friend Hilary. We leave really early, there's just me awake. I head to the south, drive with only one break. We arrive on the West Hills, same routine every year. We chase down to the old town, chips, salt, vinegar. Fishing huts, boats and shingle, tuppenny shove on the pier. My 3 girls clutch their money bags, saved during the year. We collect shells, eat ice cream, build sandcastles, swim, play, mini golf, trampolines, rides, rubbing sun cream each day. The sun always shines, eat ripe figs straight from the tree. Fireworks light up the sky. We're in Hastings, we're free. Oh little body, do not die. You hold the soul that speaks to me, although our conversation be as wordless as the windy sky. We're walking in the air, we're floating in the moonlit sky. The people far below are sleeping as we fly. We're surfing in the air, we're swimming in the frozen sky. We're drifting over icy mountains floating by. I'm holding very tight, I'm riding in the midnight blue. I'm finding I can fly so high above with you. A screen on Zoom in a fractured world wrapped in a coronavirus. The world still turns, the seasons change, and I will walk through them. Traffic stops. Birds sing full-throated, their music soars. Squirrels run headlong down trees, sprint, source food, chatter, purr. Foxes leave their dens to play, run free and safe. Flowers, trees, plants will survive. Trumpets trimmed with gold gather to welcome the spring. Joyous yellow daffodils. Tiny yet tough, resolutely nod and sway, waxy snowdrop bells. Pale yellow primrose, always with a family group, open and gentle. Svelte ballerina with classical red tutu, the tulip stands tall. Wild garlic spreads, unexpected white flowers, the air thickens. Carpets of bluebells. Cuckoo boots, witches' thimbles, English and Spanish. Together we will play, act and sing. Together we will move, dance and paint. Together we will travel, eat and hug. Together we will write, read and laugh. Together. Solid and rooted, timeless yet moving, changing, swaying and graceful, branches bare, then heavy with leaves, changing colour through the year, shades of green, russet, brown, yellow, fall, carpeting the ground.
So I'd like to introduce Pam, our chair at City of Sanctuaries, canvas and artwork. So I was speaking to Pam about the inspiration for this, and the tree is a representation from an oak tree that she planted over 30 years ago that's grown and has been part of her life over the last 30 years. And I think it's a really apt choice because it represents growth, but it also represents change as the colours change and the leaves change throughout the seasons. But Pam's gone wider and she's looked at how her sort of roots and her life and change is represented on a wider format. So you can see that she's sort of recreated a space of the United Kingdom, and round it we've got different scenes from the United Kingdom. So I think Pam here is talking about how her roots and how her life is part of our wider culture and community in the United Kingdom. So I think it's a brilliant piece of work. So Potterground's an interesting art form that we've adopted for this one because it's about personal stories and storytelling. And everybody in the project has had their own story and their own beginnings of how they came to live in Bolton. We use art quite a lot in community development because it's a great way that people can express themselves, but it's also a really nice way of letting people tell the stories in a medium that they choose, in a way that they choose. And it gives people a freedom of expression that perhaps some other art forms don't have. We've been really pleased to work on this project with Bolton at Home, and they themselves have a very well-established long-term work in the area in community arts. So yeah, we're really pleased to be able to put partnership up on this project and use arts as a way of bringing people together. The other thing about diversity in arts is that we don't need a shared language or a shared experience to express ourselves creatively. So that's a great way to encourage people to take part. There's no barriers to participation and everybody can do what they want to do on this project and express themselves in a way that they feel suits them. I think what's really useful about using different types of art forms like this is that everybody comes from their own background and their own traditions and their own cultures, and they can represent them through their creative work. And that's a great way for people to share their own rich diversity, but also for other people to appreciate what immigration into Bolton and what diversity in Bolton means for Bolton and why it enriches it as a town. So it's about appreciating each other, what we all bring to Bolton, what our talents and our culture is. And I think that helps, understanding each other helps with inclusion, and it also removes some of those barriers. Is people often see what's different as something to be afraid of, whereas when we do work like this we see what's different as something to celebrate. My first suggestion is talk to the people who are going to do the project about what they think they would like to do, and I think that's probably the most important thing. When you do community arts, you've got to remember as the facilitator or the organiser that it's not your work and it's not about you. So getting the input from the people who want to do the artwork and want to take part in the project, I think is the most important thing. The other thing I suggest is that allow people the freedom of expression by giving them more choice. So I think what's really worked well in our particular project, Different Past, Shared Futures, is that everybody brought their own interpretation to the work that they wanted to do. So we've had different forms of art, different ways of painting, drawing, expressing themselves. We've had people who've written poetry, we've had people who've written short stories, we've had people who've written and performed songs. And I think giving people that wider range of choice is what's made this particular project so successful.